Alright, time for another video review. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. If you are returning, I appreciate it very much, but I also encourage you to hit that like and subscribe. If you don't know what we're doing, we are taking a dive into my physical media collection, and in this particular series, it's 10 movies in 10 days, where I picked 10 movies out of my collection that I have seen before, but don't remember anything about. So I take time to watch them and give a quick review of them, what my thoughts are of these movies in 2025. Some of them are old, some of them are newer. I think mostly this group is at least 10 years old or more. But these are things that I've had in my collection or obtained in my collection, have seen at least once, whether it be in the theater or a previous viewing on DVD. And I just don't remember anything about them. I remember, people ask, have you seen this? Yeah, yes, I like it, but I can honestly tell you, I remember nothing about it. So in previous versions, we looked at Atomic Blonde, and then we looked at Underworld from 2003. And today, we're going to be looking at 21 Jump Street, the remake, reboot, in comedic fashion with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. Ice Cube is also in this. This is directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who I became aware of. I knew they got their start in like an MTV show called Clone High or something like that. I never saw that show, but I remember seeing the ads for it, and it looked very entertaining, but I never saw it. But then, when I had a kid, he grew up and we were watching all the kids' movies, and they directed Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And that's a movie I've seen several times and found it very enjoyable because my son at the time was way into it. In fact, we still have that in this house somewhere. And so that's how I became known with them. And then they went on to make the Lego movie, which I remember when they first decided to make a Lego movie, it was all over like the news about how stupid of an idea this is and how the hell are you going to make a Lego movie. And it turned out to be this huge hit. It's hilarious. And so that's how I know them. And then of course they've went on to insane fame with the Spider-Verse movies, winning Oscars and stuff. So yeah, that's how I know them. I remember watching this movie. I remember thinking it was tremendous disrespect to take a beloved show, a Fox, I believe it was a Fox show that was serious at the time, and turning it into a comedy. So like I said, I saw this once and I don't remember much about it at all, other than Ice Cube was the screaming angry captain, which they actually reference in the movie. So I decided to revisit this one again, and after the last two outings, which were a bit more serious, your Atomic Blondes, your Underworld, I thought it would be good to throw in a comedy in here to make me laugh. And this truly delivers. Coming up on like 12 or 13 years ago. So, yeah, so it really holds up. And I became one of those guys watching it that, wow, they do not make comedies like this anymore. And I hate being that guy. I hate being the guy that says they don't make them like they used to. But in the terms of comedies that come out, they don't make these. And I don't know if it's because it's considered a modest budget movie. This was made for $42 million. It turns out, according to the internet, it made $200 million back when it came out. So that is that's studio gold right there. The problem is a lot of those movies, I think, go to streaming now. And that's a shame because I want to laugh with a big group. But yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised at how funny this movie still is. I've always been a big fan, even as I get older, of movies that are set in high school and sort of goof on the whole high school experience. And this does a little bit of that. I mean, the premise is funny. Like, I can see why they turned it into a comedy, because the premise is silly for a show, and so turning it into a comedy was great. And they play with tropes of action movies. It's got a little bit of everything that I found really enjoyable. It's not too long, which is another pet peeve of mine with certain comedies. I don't like them to be super long. It's unnecessary. And I really felt like this was very good. It still holds up in a lot of ways. Some people might find some of the comedy offensive, But sadly, that's the world we live in now, where we're not allowed to laugh at each other anymore. But I did find this incredibly enjoyable, and I love the fact that, like, early on, Channing Tatum was, like, sort of goofing on his image already and being really funny, and he's turned out to be a tremendous actor that does not take himself too seriously. But very good. I am eager to see the second one now. I have not seen that one before. I do not think. I can't even remember. But I'm going to track that one down on Blu-ray, because these are going to be added to my collection with a tremendous rewatch value. This has lines in it that I would probably like to spend time learning to quote them and incorporate them into my everyday. A stunning cast. You have Nick Offerman in a very small role. Rob Riggle is a really creepy PE coach or football coach. Just a very fun movie. Always love a good send-up of action tropes and stuff like that. I felt like it goofs on the high school experience. It's very much a product of its time in a lot of ways. It's got some good Eminem soundtrack. It's got NWA on the soundtrack. So yeah, just a very funny piece of work. I can't believe that it took me this long to revisit this. I wish I would have had seen it sooner or refreshed my mind sooner with it. I feel like it's a missed opportunity, but definitely gonna show this one to my son. I think it's very funny, and even if he was born, he was like 7 when this came out. He went through high school. He'll know how it is. High school hasn't changed all that much from how it's depicted in the 80s movies to how it's depicted in this. I think it's great. Jonah Hill as a bit of the straight guy in all this, the straight man in terms of the jokes. I feel like they both hit the home run. It's perfect casting. Ice Cube is great. Really not enough good things to say about this movie, and I know everyone watching is laughing at me, them coming to this 13, 14 years too late or whatever, but here we are. That's the purpose of this series, to revisit things in my collection to refresh my memory, and this one refreshed it in a heck of a good way. So glad that I watched it. It made my night, actually, and I will definitely be throwing this one on more often for its rewatch value. So there you have it, guys, my review of 21 Jump Street. Very eager to track down the second one on Blu-ray so I can have them side by side on my shelf. If you can't tell, a very enthusiastic thumbs up. I give this a 4.5 out of 5 star rating in terms of comedy and just the send-ups of the action tropes and whatnot like that. All around great movie, tremendous rewatch value, and probably means a little bit more if you were a fan of the original series, which I did not. I only knew that Johnny Depp was in it, and I never watched the show back in the day. But you don't need to watch the show to understand and appreciate this. So if you've made it this far, I appreciate you watching. Please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, please share this video with other physical media enthusiasts. As part of this series, 10 Movies in 10 Days, I'm trying to upload a video review of every day of things that I watch. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you again so much for watching. Hope to catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
When did I get stabbed? That's awesome! Yeah!